Got this Miller Trailblazer 250G last week. I think it should be about 1993 or 1994. It's got 2,389 hours on it. Pretty good condition. Can read the faceplate there. Some of them it's just too worn out. There's the work lead connections there. The Trailblazer has the 4,000 watt auxiliary power, and the Bobcats, those have 8,000. And so online, I saw that somebody was saying the Miller Bobcat is basically a generator that also welds, and the Trailblazer is an actual welder. So I took that into consideration when I was buying this. They said that it was more fun to weld on the Trailblazer, and it felt like more work when they were welding on a Bobcat. So anybody that might be considering one of these two, the Bobcat and the Trailblazer, I saw that, and so that's why I decided on a Trailblazer, because at least when I'm welding, I'm having fun, and I'm trying to have fun. I don't want to get pissed off welding and feel like I'm working. So here's a side view of the Trailblazer. There's not much on this side, just the oil fill and dipstick tube. So that's where you put the oil in, and also where you check it. I just ordered earlier today the seal right there at the bottom of the fill tube. So that should be here Thursday. Today's Monday. So the engine here is the Onan Performer 20 XSL. If you're looking for it online or looking for any parts, it'll be under the Onan P220G. So if you search that up, that'll be what it's under. Here's the battery and the battery tray. Need to make something to fasten that down so it doesn't move around as much. And up top here, this is the air intake with the air filter. And then under that is the carburetor. Might be able to, yeah, right there. So on this side, got the fuel pump right here. Oil filter is right here. Fuel filter. And I think the owner before the one that I bought it from most likely put this in here. I'm not sure that that's on all of them, but it looks like he just threaded a piece of tubing and put a little cap on it for changing the oil. I think originally there was probably a valve right there, and it was probably something you had to put a hose on and bring this way. So this will be easier. I've already done one oil change on this, and this was pretty nice actually, except I think I need to put some red Loctite on the threads that go into the aluminum housing there, because this was starting to turn out, and then the oil would have just come out of the back there. Here's the gas tank. I think it holds about 5 gallons. Gonna be cleaning that out later this week once I get a pump to take the old gas out, and then I'm probably gonna put a rag in there and try and move it around, clean it out a little bit. So here are the work leads that came with the welder when I got it. Here, the stinger here, this is a Jackson one. Had pretty good clamping force, and the grooves in there are still pretty good, so it wasn't moving around or anything, the electrode. This cable right now is basically 10 feet because I had the welder tip over in the back of the truck, and most of the work lead fell out and totally got destroyed on the pavement of the road. So I kept what was good, which is right here. So I looked that over, and that's all good. There's no wires fraying or showing on that one. So that's about 50 feet left that I'm gonna put the stinger on. And then the ground here, I think I'm probably gonna replace this clamp. It was just like didn't have enough clamping force when I was welding on just a piece of angle iron when I was testing it out. And so that's about 50 feet there, and I'll replace that with a different style clamp. So I should have about 50 feet total for both leads here. All right, so that pretty much finishes showing the welder around for anybody that just wanted a quick look at it, if they're interested in buying one, or if they wanted to know a little more, just see it up close. So the rest of the video, I'm just gonna be talking about some of my plans and what I'm gonna do with it and some other stuff like that. So. Oh, God. Here's my little Miller portable workstation table here. So I plan on mounting this welder in the back of a Ford F-350. And so what I'm doing here is sort of making something to pretty much go into the gooseneck or fifth wheel hitch receiver in the bed of the truck. So I welded this pipe in there. Well, first I actually drilled the holes in there, made sure that the pin would slide through. There's a little end cap. But I welded it to this plate here so that I could basically put this 2" by 2" square tube on there, and that's gonna be in the middle of the bed, and then it's gonna go up. I'm gonna have another square tube that goes in it, and then it's gonna go and attach to the base that I'm making for the Trailblazer. So for this pipe to plate, I TIG welded it around 100 amps with 1/8" filler and a 3/32 tungsten. So that's the pipe to plate there. And then I'll show you a little bit of the cap. So I just didn't use any filler on this. I just pulsed it, which is my first time using that. This doesn't have any structural or anything to it. It's just a little cap on the end of it. It's super windy outside today, so I won't be able to shoot any video talking outside really, but I can explain it to you right now and then show you outside without any talking, so I'll do that. So here's the hitch set up a little better, what it will be like when it's in the truck. I wanted to keep it to sort of like a 3-piece system, so that way there's the hitch here with this here, the plate, and then the square tube. This 8" length will be welded onto the plate there. And then this will be the second piece, the square tubing that slides in and out of the hitch here, that connects to the base of the welder, and then the base of the welder will be the third piece. So I'll show you guys how this is going to be set up in the truck. And the welder is going to be mounted horizontally close to the cab. I figured that would be the best, so I'll show you right now. So that's basically the plan, to mount the welder right now in the truck, but it's definitely subject to change if there has to be any adjustments, which definitely happens sometimes. But I got a bunch of stuff coming in the mail this week, like a tune-up kit for the Trailblazer, which would just be an oil filter, fuel filter, spark plugs, and air filter. So I'm gonna put that in and clean up the carburetor a little bit more and see how it runs. I'll probably make a running video or welding or cold start video after that, and maybe a couple other things that come in the mail I'll show you guys. So cool, thanks.